Oh, am I the only one? Michael, where is everybody? Maybe the rapture happened. I don't know. Well, anyway, guys, welcome to Creek Week. I guess I'm the only one here today, which is awesome because that means I get to talk about whatever I want. I could just rap for you guys right now. I might just do that. I need a double cheeseburger and hold the lettuce. Don't be front and sun, no seeds on the bun. We be up in this drive-thru, order for two. Got a craving for number 9 like my shoe. Take that. I hope this gets 1 million views on YouTube because I'm just so awesome. Anyways, so we just finished our weekend, dads, grads, and baptism, and we just talked about our Dominican Republic trip, and there's so much we could unpack there. But man, what an awesome weekend of just celebrating what God has done. And so what I actually wanted to talk to you guys about is, as a youth pastor, I just think it's super important to talk about parenting tips. And I'm going to walk you through my own journey of parenting, and then I'm going to kind of break down a couple ideas of parenting. And we have this thing called the 4 C's of parenting, and it's just about basically what is your role in each area of your kid's development. And hopefully if we do this right, we can get to the 4th C, but we have to do it really good 1 through 3 in order to make it to the 4th. And so we're going to just talk about that briefly. So the first C, you know, as a brand new dad, I just really wanted to enjoy my new baby. And you got this little potato in your hands who's doing nothing. And you as a dad, you're just like, do I have any connection to this thing? I don't know. It doesn't respond. It just sleeps. And I want to be a good dad. But really, it's relying on mom for the first bit of its life. But then it learns something. And I'm just learning this now. It's starting to crawl. So my daughter, Janora, she's starting to crawl. She's going all over the place. And man, is she fast. I didn't know you could crawl fast. I didn't know that was a thing. But man, I swear, like, I want to see, like, radar. Do they sell those? Just like car radars? I want to see how fast she goes, because she goes quick. But anyway, you start to be like the caretaker. That's the first C. Caretaker. You make sure they don't die. It's like, maybe you shouldn't go into the dog bowl and eat all the dog food. Or maybe you shouldn't drink the dog water. Or maybe you shouldn't touch the burning hot stove. These are things that we, as people, as parents do. We're like the caretaker. We're like, make sure you live. Let me feed you. Let me make sure you live. The next thing is now they can function on their own a bit. And you get into the toddlerhood, 4, 5s, and kindergarten is a thing. And you become the cop, all right? And the cop is like enforcer of the law. You know, it's like, make sure they don't do things that will get them hurt. And make sure that you enforce those laws, like groundings. All of those things are really important. And they don't get to make decisions on their own. You make decisions for them. And one of the big, hard transitions for parents, at least from my research, has been, and as my years of a youth pastor have been, is moving from cop to coach. And here's the thing, moving from cop to coach happens when they're like 13, middle school to high school years old. And a coach does something really cool. A coach gives players an option. A coach is the person that looks at them and says, hey, this is how you be better. This is how you do better stuff. And it's really hard to not be like, hey, maybe just don't do dumb things. Like as a teenager, it's like, maybe just don't do that. That's dumb. But as a parent, you have to roll into the coaching really, really well. And the benefit of coaching is, if you're a Christian and you call yourself a Christian, is that you have assistant coaches in your life. You see, Fuller Youth Institute, which is basically a place that studies youth constantly, and what they've decided and what they've looked at is that each youth student needs at least 5 caring adults in their life. And so you have to have the assistant coach as well, which is small group leaders. Here at Allen Creek Community Church, we believe that we have some small group leaders and youth leaders who are ready to partner with you and work with you. And the best thing about an assistant coach is that the coach can say something like, hey, don't do that. Maybe that's not smart. And they look at you with the eye roll. Like, they just give you the hard eye roll. And then the assistant coach says the same thing, and it's the most amazing thing they've ever heard in their life. I don't know if you've ever had an experience like this, but just in case you have, I've always had parents be like, Alex, how come you can say it and it's $1 million, but when I say it, I get the eye roll, and I'm like, well, unfortunately, that's just because you're a parent. But the beautiful thing about coaching is you get to work with this community to build faith in your students. You give them opportunity to make decisions, and you coach them through those decisions. And the best way to get to this point is to give them an opportunity to talk to you. We don't want to create a distance between us and our kids to where they don't feel comfortable talking to us about situations. So one of the key things I want you to know, if a kid comes to you and your kid comes to you and shares something with you that's pretty crazy, first thing that I would give you advice on is don't freak out. Don't freak out. They come to you because they trust you, so you got to take it in. I know you're going to want to freak out, but you got to take it in, and then you got to coach them through it. You got to coach them through the situation. And as you start to do that, as you become a really great coach, once they go off to college, you become the consultant. You become the consultant, and you get to be that person that they come to, and you get to consult them on things, but guess what? They're on their own. And so you get to consult them and be like, yeah, maybe a 401k is smart, but you don't get to force them to do that as a consultant. And if you do all 4 C's really well, listen in, if you do all 4 C's really well, maybe you'll get to the 5th C, where they become caretaker. And they take care of you when you are old. and they take care of you, and they make sure you're okay, and they don't put you in a home, and all of those things, because ultimately, our job is to be good stewards of our kids. God has given us children, and we are called to be good stewards of our kids. And so part of this process is building a relationship with them so that they trust us, so that they can come to us, that they learn about Jesus from us. And during the caretaker and cop stage of building faith, they're watching you, man. They're watching you. They're seeing how you react to things. They're seeing what you're doing. They consume that information. When you're the coach and the consultant, man, they're seeing how you react to what they're telling you. They're seeing how you react when you got your kid and they have some friends and you're like, man, I really don't want them to be friends with those people because I know that the people that you spend the most time with influence who you become. And you're just like, man, Alex, I don't know what to do. I'm going to just tell you, man, you can coach them. But ultimately, there's free will. Your kid's going to do what it's going to do. God is the best parent, right? He's the ultimate parent. And he put the perfect environment. He said, Adam and Eve, perfect environment. I'm going to love you. And as a result, Adam and Eve still betrayed him. And so even in the perfect parent, perfect environment, your kid is still going to mess up. But I think if we implement these coaching methods and these 4 C's, I think we will become better parents for it. And so I'm just really excited about our student ministry here, our Create Kids ministry here. If you haven't checked it out, Create Kids and our student ministry have awesome resources for you. And I would encourage you to go online, ac3.org, and look at what we have available for you as a parent to partner with you to help you build faith in the next generation. Thank you guys so much. And Creek Week out. Michael, there's something wrong with this. Green room, action on set.